So I'm Michele Gelfand. I'm a professor of psychology at the University of Maryland, and I'm just thrilled to be here again at the Culture Conference at Haas. So one of the things I love about this conference is learning from practitioners what kind of challenges they have in their everyday life and how we as academics can really help them to think about tools from science to help address those problems. And I've been really inspired to think about the dynamics of social norms in organizations, and it's particularly how you can change from a very tight organization that has strict rules and punishments to be a little bit more loose. And I call that flexible tightness. On the flip side, some organizations get too loose. They're very permissive and they have a hard time scaling up, and they need to tighten up a little bit. And that's something I called structured looseness. And this conference has really inspired me to try to reach out to companies to try to develop some tools to help them to negotiate the strength of norms in their organizations. For example, like Tesla is a great example of a company that veers loose in its people, its practices, its leadership. But on the one hand, that's very helpful for creativity, coming up with new ideas, but it makes it hard to scale up and implement large-scale changes. On the flip side, you can think about United Airlines that veers tight in its people, practices, and leadership, in part because it requires a lot of coordination. It's an airline, and there's a lot of safety concerns where rules really matter. But you can see they sometimes have gotten too tight, people conforming to norms without even thinking about them. And so that's the kind of context where we want to try to loosen up the norms while maintaining the tightness that is needed. Yeah, so we're developing a tool that will help organizations to diagnose the strictness of their social norms in different domains of life, and then negotiate them. And I'm really excited to reach out to some of the companies to see how we can, as academics, develop tools that would help them in context of organizational change.